Everything I see up in my head just comes to life.
Most people get it confused that we think in this outer reality of this life, of this earth that we live in, that it's everything that we do. But the problem with that is we're always focused on external action, trying to change matter with matter, doing something in order to get something else. We attach an outcome to what it is that we're doing. We create an assumption. And most of the times, well, it just so happens that we're let down by the assumptions that we create from an outcome that we want in order to feel a certain way, because we think that by doing something, we're like, oh, this outcome that's going to come to us. But do you want to know the fastest shortcut for you to feeling exactly the way that you want to feel? It's to be who it is that you truly want to be. And you're wanting to do the things, not in order to do those things, but in order to feel the way that you will feel once you get what it is that you want, to simply feel the feeling of what it is that you want most. Because if you're so focused on the external, always looking outside and trying to change matter with matter, well, then you're missing the biggest part. And our bodies, right? The energetical beings that we are, remember, we are spiritual beings with a mind inside of a body. But in order, you have the lower self, which simply perceives everything that you see in your external reality, your five senses, what you taste, what you touch, what you see, what you smell, and what you hear. The five human senses that allow you to perceive what's going on out here in this world. That lower self is there for perception. But that's where people get it twisted, because they think that in their lower self, that's the part of them that's supposed to figure out how things are going to happen. How am I going to do this? What do I have to do in order to get that? And so we have it twisted, and it's like we're missing that instruction manual. And I mean, the information, you either have it or you don't. If you don't have it, it's totally fine. It's exactly why you're watching this right now. And you get to learn, you get to grow, and you get to make yourself better and more knowledgeable in order to be making yesterday jealous. But so now you come to the moment where you understand that the lower self, like I said, is only there for perception of what it is that you are living. But it is a dual part system that we need both parts. So we have the lower self, and by polarity, what would be the opposite of the lower self? Give you a few seconds here. But yes, it is the higher self. And your higher self, the lower self is for perception, and the higher self is for conception. So you, in the lower self, in the physical body, you are the one that perceives everything that's going on in this reality. And that version, the lower self, it's just there to experience contrast of I like this and I don't like that. And so you move away from what you don't want and you move towards what it is that you do like and you do want. It's simply there to experience that. And why do we experience that? It's to send that message. It's to send that vision that you hold in your mind of what it is that you like, of how you want your life to be, in order to feel the things that you want to feel the emotions that you want to feel as a human being, because that's the experience. But so now you create that vision in your mind and you send that signal to your higher self that is there for conception. It is there that your higher self is connected to the universe. It is connected to everything, and it knows exactly how it can make every single thing happen, because your higher self is unlimited and your lower self is limited. You are limited by your physical body. You are limited by laws that govern physics, but your higher self, it can literally break through all of those laws and do as it wants because it is unlimited. But most people try to bring an unlimited approach to their lower self, trying to conceptualize in a system that's meant for perception. You have to look through in order to dictate the thoughts that you hold within your being, to create the beliefs, which are simply your thoughts repeated over and over again, to create the beliefs that will dictate the actions that you take in order to create the identity of who it is that you identify as. But so in that identity, you've got the lower self that is there for perception, and you have the higher self that is there for conception. But so if you've been trying to figure out the how, and you feel like you have to do more and you have to bring all this hard work to the table, well, let me just stand here, because I'm not sitting, but let me stand here and tell you that it's the worst way to go about it in life. And more than likely, that's just not how it goes. Because the magical power that we have as human beings is our ability is our capacity to think. We have to get into the energy, because haven't you realized that like no aliens are going to bring any resources from any other planets and bring it to Earth, but somehow everything's already here at all times? Have you like, is this sort of connecting the dots right now for you? So everything's already here. So where inside of you are you not perceiving that amount of abundance in your life? Where are you resisting that? Where are you like voluntarily blinding yourself to that? Well, more than likely it's with self-limiting beliefs. And so therefore, now that, okay, maybe you've identified that there's self-limiting beliefs that are there in your lower self, because right, the lower self is limited. The higher self is unlimited. But so if the lower self is limited, well then if we know that we have self-limiting beliefs, well, simply what happened is we sent a signal to our higher self, and the higher self conceptualized the energy that was being transmitted to it. It conceptualized a scenario, a circumstance, a result, an environment in which you would perceive the exact signal you sent out of holding on to that limiting belief. Your higher self picked up that frequency, created the environment that you needed to be in order to feel what that limiting belief is like, in order for you to feel exactly the feelings that are attached to that. And so just to remind you how powerful you are, you created all of that. Whether it's the good, whether it's the bad, whether it's the beautiful, whether it's the ugly, we are responsible for everything that happens. But can you just see with that concept that you don't have to do anything? Yes, you have to take action. Don't get me wrong. But it's not the doing that we are accustomed to thinking that we need to do. I need to go do more. I need to do all these things in order to be able to get that. That's just, you're thinking wrong. And the frame of mind, just the protocol for thought is just not aligned properly. So to bring it right back, let's go back to source. In the lower self, you perceive what's going on. In order for you to feel the things that you want to feel, it's who you are being. Who are you being that is doing those things? Who are you being? And so in the lower self, you then send the signal to your higher self, which is unlimited, which figures out the how, which conceptualizes everything. And so you send that vibration, that frequency, that signal of exactly what it is you want to feel, who it is you want to be, as if it was already manifested. And so your higher self is going to pick up on that signal, do all that it needs to do in order to bring that circumstance, that environment, that result into your life for you to now experience the feelings that you want to experience. But it's not about more doing. It's about who you are being at every point in time, in every moment, in every present moment, in every now. You take on that frequency, that vibration, because, hey, we're energetical beings. So that's how it is. But we can't focus on more doing. We got to look at first, who are we being? What are we perceiving? Do we like it or not? What do we like? What do we not like? Let's tune our antenna. Let's tune the signal for our higher self to pick up. And naturally, the universe, as everything's already here, it's already here. It'll do everything. Your higher self will do everything in its power. And it's unlimited power, by the way, to bring that to you. So, hey, now you have the right protocol. You have the right frame of thought that you can take to literally perceive what it is you're perceiving, and to now change the conception of what's going to be brought into your life. But so, my friends, I leave you with that. Hey, I'm hoping you enjoyed what you saw at the beginning. It's the first video with a new little intro, so I'm super excited. Worked on it, and I'm super passionate. It was just sort of a download came to me, and we took action. But we did what we had to do. But I was being who it is I wanted to be when I did that thing. So little food for thought for you guys right there. Wednesday, keep crushing it, gang. I'm super proud of you as always. All love, one love to every single one of you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this and to listen to this. I'm hoping that it resonated with you. Watch it again if you have to. Share with someone that you love. And as always, my friends, let's keep making yesterday jealous.